All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got AgeOfKiller on the Portugese and SoldieR playing the Aztecs. So SoldieR going for it. He is recognized that he's within striking distance. He's got 3 points that he could potentially win here and take out the game. And that's exactly what he's looking to do. So this show match, it could be the final match. We are on match point right now. But AgeOfKiller playing his world-famous Portugal. Sending out the villager nice and early. This is something that he does quite a bit. Now, keep in mind, Portugal start with 7 villagers. So the fact that he's able to do this, I mean, he's not really losing a whole lot compared to other civilizations because, well, he's got an extra villager to start with. So this villager going to be not only getting in these extra llamas, this villager is going to be eating a llama, but also what he does is he walls this side in completely, prevents his opponent from ever making any real transition up here. Just give me a second. I'm just going to fix up my my sensitivity. All right, there we go. Sensitivity has been fixed up. All right, and murdering a llama now. Beginning that, so SoldieR now scouting out the villager that's out
like,
here.
What on earth is going on? Like, what is that doing there? Is he just spawned a village on the side of the map? That is so...
That's so toxic.
I've never seen it. This is so strange, because I heard you saying he's like looking to war down to the south side, but the idea of the explorer scouting, you can see where Brits' explorer is. There shouldn't really be much reason for him to be down there if you only got one explorer. You go to the middle and then kind of draw back. So you go, right, I'm going to trade 4 and 4 with you for the llamas. But sending these llamas back unescorted is also a bit risky at this level as well, and can get picked off. But yeah, so he's done all of this to only get like 3 llamas. He's eating 1 and have 3 in reserve. I just doesn't feel that the payoff there has been fully worth it.
Yeah, it's something that I've seen him do it a couple times actually, where he does this thing where he goes really crazy with the walls. Now I don't know whether it's going to happen against Aztecs, because Aztecs typically, you know, if you wall off this choke point and you're up against the Aztecs, well, that's not going to really help when there's 15 pumas in your base. So there's probably, you know, that potential, but we do see the llamas now moving back. He does have 4 llamas, and he did that 5th llama, so definitely paying off for him in the early game. Going to be sending Economic Theory as his first card. We'll check out his deck. It's called Land. Very stock standard. Triple upgrades for his Cazadors. He's got the Dragoon Combat card as well. 3 unit shipments in Age 3, as well as the Mamelukes. Spice Trade in the 2nd Age. Heavy Fortifications. Probably a bit more of the rare card, I'd say, in this deck. What do you think of this deck, Harrison?
Well, he hasn't got a fort in the 3rd Age, which is a little bit curious. Versus like a civ like Aztec, you're always tempted, and if you're like a Breeze type of player, to chuck in a advanced buildings or advanced, was it? Yeah, it is advanced buildings, the 40% HP card. What I'm thinking about though is that with the Portuguese and how Aztecs are at the moment, their Pumas don't do too much siege from the Aztecs' point of view. They have 135 HP, same HP as a colonial militia town center with 10 vills. Breeze could do like a double town center defensive structure, herd all his hunt towards in, not really make a barracks, play off colonial militia if he needs to, and kind of try and get to the fortress age, because I don't really see how Aztec can really close out and end the game in the 1st age, because they just don't have that military and economy to sustain it. The Pumas just get nuked by the town center. The Maysultans, well, if you've got 20 villagers in town centers doing damage, that's the point. You have 20 villagers working as like pseudo-military units in the town center. It's a tough nut to crack, and I don't think SoldieR will be looking to also go into that aggressive playstyle. And I think Soldier's playstyle, he's got the community plaza down, but that's just standard. But I wouldn't be surprised to see someone sort of like Warrior Priest Boom card number 1 into 5 vil and play a more open semi-FF game. Yeah, I
wouldn't be surprised to see that either. We do actually see SoldieR now going up with the Warrior. So the Warrior is going to be providing the 2 Skull Knights upon age up. Takes 80 seconds.
Oh, really? Okay. Everything I said, tear it up, throw it in a bin. But I'm a bit... I don't want to say I'm surprised by this, but like, versus Portuguese 2 town center defensive nut, I just don't see it working.
We see the 4 villagers moving up as well at this point. So I almost suspect this is a little bit late, but now we've got the walls here being placed down by Breeze. I would say that
it's not like he can cancel the age up and go, I don't want the Skull Knights now, but we're in for a good game, boys. We're in for a good game.
Yeah. Crack your beer, go, if you don't have a beer in your hand, go get one now, because yeah, this is about to get heavy. All right, so we've got the walls going up, so the final partition of the wall going up now. It looks like the Explorer managing to throw off one torch before it goes down, but still going to be a while before it gets through there. So let's have a look at Soldier's perspective. Is the war hut going to get up just before... It looks like it just manages to get up.
Oh!
And the Skull Knight's going to the hometown center. The second layer of walls now going up for Breeze. So Breeze definitely doing just Breeze things. No walls along this western front just yet. Going up with the 700 coin. Also researching steel traps. Dropping down a stable as well against the Aztec player. So an interesting choice of military production buildings.
If you're being really pinnacle from like Breeze, that his second town center is needlessly a little too far from his first town center, because it's not getting extra map control, but it's also possibly out of the range of the second town center. I think it's just in the range. I think it just covers from all angles. But if there is one angle that the town center doesn't cover, then that is awkward, because it's not exactly securing a second hunt or the. So that second town center that could be placed on that left-hand side mine to actually secure extra resources, because that's a little bit out of position. But I think apart from that, though,
yeah, it looks like he's going to be trying to secure this hunt over here, which he otherwise wouldn't be able to, because this hunt looks a little bit too far away from the original town center to really get it in before the Aztec attack comes in. But we've now got the first layer of walls going to be broken through by the Skull Knights, slowly being whittled down by the Portuguese explorer as well. Now got economic theory coming in behind this. So economic theory was originally cancelled. Now cancelling economic theory for the second time in the game, sending 600 coin instead. We've got Huss moving out over on the right-hand side of the map, going to be potentially finding some villages for a raid. One of the Skull Knights now moving over. So I think Soldier just definitely cutting his losses and saying, you know what, we're going to do an economic boom. He has already sent the 3 Warrior Priest card behind this. So doing a Warrior Priest boom, he's got 5 Warrior Priests now. Looks like one of the Skull Knights going to get picked off. He's targeting the wall and not targeting the Hussars, so no one losing any health there. We've got the Portuguese explorer, which continues to harass the Skull Knights. And now the Hussar move over from the right-hand side of the map over to the Aztec explorer. The Aztec explorer is sprinting away at high speed, but not going to be fast enough, unfortunately. We'll take a look.
Can we just say that Breeze is playing this really well so far? Like, so far.
Yeah, yeah.
Breeze is winning the style points, the strategy points, the fan vote. It's just all going so right. So, I mean, I'm glad that Soldiers pivoted into Warrior Priest boom, because let's ignore the walls and let's ignore the Skull Knights popped at the hometown center. I still don't even think aggressive Aztec with their recent units shipments nerf is the right strategy versus a double defensive town center structure. But I think Soldier must be on a little bit on tilt here, and maybe that may affect his gameplay as the game progresses, but hopefully not, and we're in for a cracker.
I think you might be right. I do suspect that is going to be the case. We actually see now Breeze dropping down some walls over in this choke point, as discussed earlier. We see the Pikes chasing back the Hussar, forcing them out, saying, "You shall not pass." Almost getting a snare, actually managing to get a snare on that final Hussar. So nice micro there, managing to pick that one up. They are quite fast with the 5 movement speed, but not fast enough to catch up to the Hussars now. I definitely think that Breeze has been able to force Soldier to do what he wants. Breeze is comfortable in the late game. Breeze is comfortable with walls, especially on this map. I've watched him play on this map before, and it's absolutely disgusting the way that he walls the entire map. There are so many chokes, so many different points that he can be walling. We've got the 4 Hussars, 5 Hussars now, actually. I don't know, where did this 5th Hussar come from? Materialized out of nowhere? I just remember seeing 4 Hussars earlier. Looks like the Skull Knight was moving into position, but yeah, going to be able to get it out. But yeah, watching Breeze on this map, I've seen him wall this choke. He walls 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 this choke. He literally walls every single choke. As you see happening right now, he walls all the chokes, and it is disgusting. I actually left a comment on his thread on ESOC saying, this is disgusting. Like, it's quite literally just constant walls. We see now more walls going up. Interestingly, his walls aren't perfect, though. He's got quite a lot of gaps in his walls, so Kinesi would definitely not be impressed. You mentioned earlier that Breeze is kind of like, you know, your poor man's Kinesi, and it definitely is shown or reflected that way when we see the gaps in these walls. You could fit a Tommynator through that thing. Seriously, that is huge.
Well, I don't mind gaps in those type of walls because that's not the front line defense. That front line wall will block them out. But actually, that second line of wall may filter in some units and cause some really awkward pathing. And dragoons, castles behind, a couple organ guns. If units get stuck around the wall, can be very bad. But he has to take very good care that his walls, which they block the passages around the map, they are fully walled, which I think we do see on the left hand side. 2 vills going down there by the 5 Hussar raids. The spearmen, or should I say the warrior priests, they're not actually defending, they're still dancing. Maybe he's realizing that he can't stop dancing, otherwise a warrior priest would not actually spawn. He's just lost one. Here comes the Skull Knight to clean up. So I think Age Breed's going to pull this out. But, you know, again, a good trade. Idling, picking up villagers, being annoying, keeping soldiers' attention in his base, whilst Mr. Sneaky with his villagers still walling the map and not really... That villager is not under any pressure by any units. So it's not like there's like 5 coyotes snooping around the map, causing pressure. Those hussars are going to run through a gate in the wall, and the pikemen are going to chase and go, "What's happened here?"
Yeah, it's one of those things where Breeze just keeps, you know, he puts up gates in the walls, sort of, you know, needless in the way. I don't think he needed these. It's 100 wasted wood. Now going up with the Elder as well for Soldier. So curious to see how he's going to be leveraging his age up to the Fortress age. Got another villager going down. So this is the 5th villager that's going down for Soldier. 6th villager now. Take a look. He's moving towards the front, back to burn this wall down. And I really feel like Soldier is playing into the hands of Breeze. This is exactly what he wants. You know, Breeze is sitting comfortably in the 3rd age. He's got all 3 town centers up. He's dropping down his racks. He's got his 4th age in queue, going up with the Tycoon. Really, like, this is Breeze's comfort zone. This is exactly where he wants to be. And Soldier's playing, you know, I wouldn't say I've seen Soldier be playing the Aztecs a lot. He might be comfortable on them.
Yeah. He has played enough Aztecs, but I'm just sat there thinking, if only I picked the Dutch here, if only I played the Dutch or something along those lines, because this is not gone. It hasn't started well, you know. There's always ways to come back in, but even just the let's ignore the walling, ignore the age up with the war chief and all that stuff. The Hussar rate picking up 6 vills in its own right is huge. That is just, you know, Soldier's on obviously only 1 TCE at the moment because it's in its 2nd age. He's only now getting up. Breeze is jumping to the 4th age here.
Yeah, and
4th age, going to go for the advanced fortifications, I assume.
I don't think he would. I mean, like, sure, those are bastion walls that you'd be putting up, but you don't need them. There's no real pressure that you're getting here, especially when he sees that his opponent hits the 3rd age. He's going to say, well...
Let's check the age up. Is the age up with a fort or coin?
Tycoon.
Agent coin, yeah.
Yeah, so I suspect when he sees his opponent hit the 3rd age right now, he'll be like, okay, cool, I can send my factories. I wouldn't be too fussed. Yeah, one of the things to note, though, is that he hasn't really walled the right side, hasn't walled the left side. He's just walling the middle, and to me that indicates that he's not worried. He's all he really wants to do is just delay his opponent. He's not worried that his opponent's going to push through over on the right-hand side or push over on the left-hand side. Plenty of resources here as well. Now, putting up the Noble Hut from Soldier as well. Let's take a look and see. We've got the church up for Breeze as well. I don't know how recent this church is. I'll try my best to check.
It's only just been thrown down. He's going to go for mechanics and tech
build,
on the 1K coin crates. He's not going for it, picking them just yet, but double defensive outpost as well has been thrown down.
Oh,
I think Breeze, though, he's on the left-hand side. He thinks he's walled off all his chokes, but there is one avenue onto that plateau he hasn't walled down to the southern side, so there's 2 ways onto that. So yes, he's missed that. But I'm also surprised at the lack of a defensive wall on the right-hand side. So maybe not aggressive on the middle and the southern choke, but the northern choke, I would expect a wall to be thrown down there soon. But here comes advanced fortifications, card number 1. And if Soldier's thinking about being aggressive, he's going to be delayed.
We've got the Skull Knight that is slowly dealing with the Hussars. Did you see it do that huge swing there, trying to pick it off? But it looks like the Hussars are going to get closed out by the Human Knights, somehow managed to get away.
I think that was an example of the special attack there from the Skull Knights in latest patch. So a bit of what is it, Captain Morgan from the campaign with his swashbuckler attack. If you You ever played the campaign much? Yeah.
No, I've seen that. It's pretty funny. It's good to watch them sort of do that. It's very exaggerated and two hands, that sort of thing. It's quite good. But I like that you did call the heavy fortifications coming through as the first card in the fortress or in the industrial age. Definitely the safe play for Breeze. But now finally managing to wall this right hand side, getting some aggressive walls coming down. Curious whether we're going to see some walls down here to the south as well. Now SoldieR putting up some walls of his own. All right, if you haven't got a drink in your hand already, now is the time to go because both players are walling up. Both players mean business. SoldieR not deleting his pillars either, so going to be a bit slower to wall up, a little bit more expensive to wall up. Who are you favoring at this point? Are you favoring SoldieR or are you favoring Breeze?
Do you want the honest answer or the kind of like the classic hype co-commentator answer?
Give me both.
Okay, so here's the hype answer. So we got Breeze, age 4, but we've got SoldieR, the Warrior Priest, boom. He's now got 3 TCs, a lot of hunt under control, fighting for map control. He's contesting that wall on the left side. I think the game is still in the balance, lots of options here and there. My honest opinion is I'm thinking, what's more likely? Breeze is going to win or SoldieR's going to resign before the final fight? This is tough. Breeze has got 4 town centers versus SoldieR's 3. SoldieR, I assume he's going to go for the 4th age, but he still needs to make units at the same time, so he can't really do both. It is, there's the Wise Woman age up there. So I guess he's going to try and play along the lines of guard, skull, knight, spam. I think that's his core objective, but this isn't like feels like a kind of aggressive strategy he's done, but gone really slow with it.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think that AgeOfKiller has done the strategy that he wanted to, and SoldieR has kind of flexed into this. He definitely doesn't have the deck for it. Like, we don't see the Skull Knight upgrade. We don't see any of the, the late game farm upgrades here. But sending in the 20 Slinger card now, so not a bad shipment as well. He's got 2 shipments that he can send. So he also has Knight Combat. Doesn't really synergize very well with his units. Okay, changing it up now, going to the 900 coin. To be honest, I think that this is...
coin?
Yeah, going with the 900 coin. I think this is reasonable to get the upgrades in. But he's kind of doing a mix of, like, booming and at the same time... Like, there's a lot going on here, like, with the 900 coin. Whereas, like, if we look at AgeOfKiller, he's got double factory that he's sent from the home city. And now sending in refrigeration. He is going full boom. Like, full send, full boom. And on top of this, he's got his fully upgraded walls... And he's just got the Cazadors, which are going to outrange all units, bar the exception of the Arrow Knight for the Aztec player. And he can just very comfortably sit behind this. He's going to reach max vills. He'll probably be an Imperial before 20 minutes. I really wouldn't be surprised.
That's the other thing. I don't think, I might be completely wrong here, but I don't think the SoldieR aged up with the War Chief Combat card. And I don't think he's got Smoke and Mirrors in his deck. So there's no like kind of War Chief flaming. Okay, he does have Smoke and Mirrors there. Yeah, so that's a possibility. But that may be something to tie in when he goes to the 5th age, if he does get there for the the 5th age War Chief Combat. But 900 coin comes in. He's sending it twice here. Sending it 3 times actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of coin coming in. He's got 2,700 coin coming in. He's actually training so many villagers that he doesn't have enough food to be training them all. He's got 3 TCs up, but only 2 of them are actively training villagers. The 3rd one doesn't have enough oomph yet for it. A whole bunch of llamas or guanaco over here to the left, but still opting to go on farms instead. He does have a high gather rate, 0.7, but nothing compared to the what would it be? Probably the 0.92 that he'd get out of these bad boys.
Yeah, a little bit more with his $100, I think. But the farmers, that's the actual gather rate because there's no movement on the farm. So the mills have a higher base gather rate, but there's also movements to account for. But he's spamming to get to 99 villagers on the 3 town center fertility dance with the warrior priest behind it. So it's actually, so let's say you're playing Lakota and wanted to get to 99 vills, you have to sacrifice your own villagers to dance to get the vills. But Aztec here, they have all their villagers working, but it's the warrior priests on the side supplementing that.
Correct.
So he's going to get there. He's going to get to 99 vills, and once we get to 99 vills, we'll have champion on Taunting Slingers and champion Skull Knights after the villager boom is done. But that might even give enough time for Breeze to go to Imperial because his eco's ahead with the factories working in. Soldiers are going to have a real tough time gathering coin, and he's already sent those coin crates 3 times, which, yeah, I guess works. I swear there was a 4th age coin infinite shipment for Aztec, because that was their thing. Like, always got to send lots and lots of coin shipments, but it is what it is. I trust SoldieR in his playstyle. I think one of the natives on the right-hand side does give a crate shipment halfway through the game, so maybe press the Alt to check.
It doesn't work for me. I don't know how to get it to work. I'm not sure exactly why, but...
either click on the TP or click on the assessment and then press Alt. It's one of the two. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, look at the text. Look at the text. No,
we've got Mapuche Tactics.
Treaty of Quillen, I think it's what it is. It gives you a coin crate for every 2 minutes. So I think you can get about 1.5k coin crates for quite cheap. I think that's what it is.
That's not too bad.
I may be wrong.
Yeah, that's quite a decent amount. And then from here, I mean, at this point, it's like it's just a matter of waiting for Breeze to win. His score is significantly inflated because of the card that he sent. So he sent heavy fortifications, which increases his score by about 10,000 points. But at this point, I still think he's an absolute mile ahead. He's up to 90 villages now at 17 minutes. And he can really just sit behind his walls. And that's the thing. When it comes to this matchup on this map with Breeze, like, to me, this right here says more about balance, you know, and about where the state of walls right here. Like, it is just... This has got to stop. Like that's my my bottom line. If you're having like players in the top 10 so successfully able to navigate their way to the top 10, spam this level of walls and be able to do so without any kind of retribution or counterplay, well, there needs to be something that changes, because, you know, the fact that he's got to deal with 15,000 health of walls before he can...
It's not a Portuguese only thing. Every civ can do this. Even the Germans can do this if they wanted to, for example. So the options there, just players, whether it's they don't want to, don't feel to, or it's just not their player style. It is possible that, and you know, there is, you guess you could say it's counterplay. Like if you build a wall, it costs quite a bit, but it's more of the
5 wood is extensive. You're right.
It is extensive, and once the Bastion comes in, actually building Bastion walls does take a longer amount of time there. So there's a little bit of thought behind it. But the thing with Breeze is the walls has pushed SoldieR more eco-focused, and that's given Breeze the time to send the 2 factories, as well as Eco Theory, Refrigeration, and Royal Mint. I was slightly winced at seeing those cards, all 3 of his cards in his deck. I'm not a big fan of having all 3 eco cards like that in my deck, but this game has paid off so well. Wow, those Aztec walls look beautiful, actually. That's some good graphics there. But AgeOfKiller with his Refrigeration Royal Mint, he can take this trade. He's fine. He's going to back off and age up to the 5th age probably soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
There quite yet, but like he's having refrigeration and then upgrading your mills twice. He's in a good spot.
So how do you think SoldieR wins this game?
Oh, it really, realistically, I'm thinking trade Monopoly on the 2 right native posts and your central native post in the middle. You do need to spam out the champion Skull Knights. They have high siege, high HP, a bit of Arrow Knights. Those Eagle Knights aren't doing too much. He's taking his time, going around this, around the edges, but I think really having to concentrate the forces. Aztecs, they do have the captured mortar in the 5th age, remember? So there is potential counterplay in the 5th age. So SoldieR's, with his focus on the eco behind this, do I see coin crates being sent to... Oh, he's got the other tech, but he's got coin crates soon to call if he's going to go for it.
So you were correct. It is the 100 coin for every 2 minutes that passes. So yeah, up to 1,500 coin at 30 minutes.
He doesn't need it just yet, but I think he's seen it. I think he will get it at some point. He looks for the other tech, which I think is a hand infantry siege, or just infantry siege. It's a bit of a weird tech. Yeah, I don't actually think it's a needed tech. Yeah, so there's potential, and actually, let's put it this way: SoldieR's score is increasing at a faster rate than Breeze's score. Remember, Breeze's score is inflated with the extensive fortifications. Can we check SoldieR's deck? Can we check it? No, it wasn't extensive fortifications. He's just naturally researched this, and his score is just getting higher and higher. So yeah, it has somewhat worked in his advantage at the moment for SoldieR. He has got a very good eco behind us. I think both for Knight on Vils. I think it's going to be a race to Imperial and who can get the first Imperial tech, because then the trades from that will be so strong. Castles are just not good. Like they're all right, but they're just not good. Versus like the cheap Spamble fast Mayor Sultans. Still waiting to see where the if SoldieR's going to go off War Dance into was it the Skull Knight dance. A couple of Arrow Knights from long distance can always help. He's got the buildings to spam. I don't think he hasn't got the town dance, but you know, we say that Portuguese have lame strategies. Well, so did the Aztecs with 30,000 HP war huts, so two can play at the same game. There's options.
Yes, but unfortunately those are strategies that you have to plan for, and it looks like SoldieR came planning for one strategy this game and ended up doing another. So it means he doesn't have access to that, but he is dropping down more noble huts behind. He's beginning to split on multiple sides of the map, so we can see him working through each of these walls. But we've got the walls of SoldieR now starting to be sieged down. This wall in particular, about 50% HP. A whole bunch of units being trained on the backline. We've got mortars now being trained as well. So the equivalent.
Oh, I just seen something. Actually, that mortar cost was 315 coin. That upgrade from the natives may be a coin cost reduction.
Indeed,
and
it
that
is
huge. That is huge over a game like this. There's so much coin saving potential with artillery spam. Sometimes some people hate him, but he's got the knowledge down. Breeze has got the knowledge down, and he's playing some good theory-based Age of Empires here.
You know what? I'm just realizing at this point, SoldieR needs to be really careful because there is a mass of Guard Hussars beginning to build up. Okay, there's 10, and with 2 stables out, it means he can very easily train another 10. Once this wall goes down, that's it. He's into the base. He's broken through. Whereas if you were to take a look at Breeze's perspective, he's got 1 layer of walls, 2 layer of walls, 3, 4, and then, you know, he's further segregated his base. He's got defensive fortifications. He's got a lot of stuff that's in there. So once this wall goes down for SoldieR, he's going to be very open to being hurt. Let's just say that much. Yeah, it's now Advanced Arsenal coming in as well for AgeOfKiller. So really maximizing those upgrades. The only thing that he hasn't really sent through is we now hear those beautiful mortars going off, taking their first shots over on the right-hand side.
That's a long-range shot as well, yeah. And once that goes through, those Hussars are going to get some good damage. I don't think they'll be cleaning up because there's a few Eagle Knights here. I've just seen that those Arrow Knights are still working on the walls. I don't expect them to be champion just yet, so it'll take a while for that to even happen. But I think Breeze is pushing forward. He's ready to take the fights he wants. He's already got his upgrades he needed. I think he would have had infantry combat here from Breeze. So his Castors are very strong at the moment, but he's definitely going for the Advanced Arsenal. So, you know, that's cards, you know, civs used to send to get those extra techs to have to pay for. You know, I know Sweden and US have these special Advanced Arsenals. I forget what the original Advanced Arsenal card does, but yeah, AgeOfKiller really teching into his gunpowder units here. And I think in the end, Castles with full upgrades start to get really strong. But this is like a time where you're thinking, hang on a minute, a couple of Vulcan guns here, or should I say Rebouts for the guard upgrade they have, it will put a dent in all this, because they are essentially the same stats, slightly stronger than the Gatling guns, and with that coin cost reduction, could be a tactical way for him to go in and melt down or mow down all these Aztec units. Yeah,
I got to agree with you 100%. Some Rebuilds here would be really nice. I guess the issue is that against the Rebuilds, you will have the champion Arrow Knights with their 17 times 5 damage, so what would that be? Close to 85 damage. I guess doing 75% damage.
I think the Rebuilds only have a 50% range resist as well, so there's a natural vulnerability. But you know, Breeze playing in Industrial Age can also go for this. The Horse Artillery, they have the 75% range resist. Heavy cannons is also a possibility. He's sending 2 heavy cannons now as a shipment. I think there's an outpost on the right-hand side, so they can get sent forward. May open up a tactical avenue to push on the right-hand side. There's also, you know, late eco. You have these spare resources, can flood in natives. We do have, I think, it's double-hand infantry natives. So these natives with high base siege, another tactical way to tear down these walls. So there are options. There's always options.
And AgeOfKiller saying SoldieR hype in the chat. You're such a moron. Oh, damn.
Like, from Breeze's point of view, he's saying like, what, why need to flame? I'm just playing like traditional Age of Empires, solid theory here, a little bit of walling, but you know, it's about building an empire, and usually empires have walled cities, and that's what Breeze is doing very well here. AgeOfKiller say he wins it late game. Do you think Breeze is trying to force the resignation by tilt? Is that a strategy?
I think that's a strategy. I legitimately think that is exactly what he's doing. He's trying to tilt Soldier, and Soldier's letting it get to him. The two heavy cannons now coming out, going to be dealing with the maces.
Boom. That's a big boom there.
Oh.
He's just pushing forward. Oh, he's done it as well, hasn't he?
He's done it. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my god. Well played to AgeOfKiller. I like the BM. I really like the BM. Let's take a look at the end game. And before we do take a look at the end game, we've got a bit of a raid coming in right now from Mayor Seat. So thank you very much, Mayor Seat, for the raid.